Hey friends, buying or selling a house is one of the biggest financial moves you're ever going to make. And who you choose and your experience with them means everything to your bottom line. So in today's video, How to Choose the Right Realtor, we're going to talk about the 3 questions that you should ask all prospective realtors to make sure you are getting the most money that you can. So before we go on to those 3 questions, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can get all the insider tips that will help you win in real estate, whether you're buying, selling, or just planning ahead. So how do you start narrowing down the search for the perfect realtor for you? The easiest thing is to go to Google. So you're going to type in local agent near me, and then you're going to see lots of results. At the very top, it might say local expert, and those are actually paid results. If you were searching in my area, I might show up there too. So those results, if you look farther down on the Google page, you're going to see a map, and those are going to be realtors who have offices near your current location. So look for a few, and then I would look for reviews. You really want someone who has over a 4.8 rating. Maybe look for over 30 reviews. Like I have 181 5-star reviews. So look for someone who has over 30 reviews because that's going to show a pattern. If they just have 1 or 2, they could be starting out. And so that might be a little pause for you. And then look for consistency. Are they saying like great feedback, great marketing, they were easy to work with, they communicated, they got my home sold for top dollar. Those keywords are the things that should stick in your mind so that way you know that you found the right 3 people to interview. So do some digging, read the reviews. I had a seller and she read all my reviews. And I have one review I don't love, and it was from a very kind of an unhappy person, but that's okay. And I wrote a great response. And I said, listen, I gave you 5-star service. I did this, I sold your home for top dollar over a holiday weekend with a free rent back, as is, all the things. And I don't really know why you're unhappy. But she read all my reviews, all 180 of them. And she said it was your response to that 2-star review that is why you're here today. And now they've bought and sold with me, they've referred me. So a negative review isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you want to see, did they respond to it? Does it make sense? Like, is it someone who's just being crabby or someone who actually has a legitimate complaint? Go to Google, find 3 realtors near you with reviews, and then reach out to them and give them a call. And once they respond to you, because if they don't even respond, take them off the list. Like that's dead in the water, dead in the water. But if they respond to you, and when they do, a great realtor, number 1 thing, responsiveness. They should respond to you right away. So they respond to you, they get your address, you talk on the phone, you might email, whatever you're comfortable with. Then you're gonna set up the next step. So the first thing you should do after you set the appointment for the 3 interviews, here's the first question. How are you going to market my home or help me find the right one if you're looking to buy? So why does this matter? The best realtors don't just list a property. Listen, anyone can put a house in the MLS. You have that right. You could find a for sale by owner type, listing agency. It's more work for you, but you can do it. You can sell a home yourself. It's okay. But how are they going to market your property? And a top agent is going to have many things they're going to say. So here's the things you should look for. Do they use professional photos? Go to their website, go through old listings, and do you like what you see? The first showing is always online. Buyers look online, they flip through the photos, then guess what? They're gonna flip through them again. They're gonna zoom in, they're gonna zoom small, and they're really going to look to see if they like that house. If they like that house, they're going to schedule the showing for an in-person showing. You have to have excellent photography, straight off the bat. If it looks like a cell phone photo, run away. Terrible. I would never do it, ever, ever, ever. I have a listing that came on and it sat with another agency for a year. And he called me and said, Jane, we need to get this done. And I said, okay, let me look at your old listing. And I went through the photos, and I'm not kidding you. In the photos, you could see the cell phone, and then you can see the realtor in the mirror. And this is a 55+ community, right? So you can see their cell phone and the reflection in the mirror. And I'm like, and they were like, literally, if this was my phone, it was like aimed down at the floor. Like it was the bottom of the shower. I'm like, what in the world? Like terrible photos. So we retook all professional photos. It looks 1,000 times better. And we've had, it's been on for 5 days, but we've had a number of showings. It shows beautifully, but bad photos are gonna look bad online. So how are they gonna market your home? That's the first question to ask. So it sounds easy, but they should have a plan. Does it talk about staging? Like we offer complimentary staging. Do they put it in Facebook groups? That's another way to market. Are they sending out postcards? I do a lot of postcard mailings. So there's many different possibilities they can say, but they have to understand it's more than just putting it in the MLS. That's laziness. They really have to get out there. I have a whole network of realtors that we send things to all the time. A lot of times houses sell in that network before we even are fully live online. So ask them how they're going to market it, and ask them if they can do something called the private listing network, which is in not all areas. Now I'm in the Chicago market, so we have to put it in the private listing network within 24 hours of us publicly marketing the home. That's fine, it's easy to do. But there, we can market it to other realtors. So that would be my thing. How are they going to market your home? They should have a great plan in place. The second question you need to ask is, how will you communicate with me throughout the process? The number one thing, according to Tom Ferry, and I just saw this today, the number one thing that buyers and sellers will look for is a responsive agent. Is your realtor responsive? Are they answering your questions, whether via phone, via email, via text? Did you hear back from them? I can't tell you how many clients. I have a client that just closed. She contacted the realtor that was in like the Facebook group, mentioned over and over and over again. They said, call her, call her, call her. She called them and they never called her back. They were completely unresponsive. So you need to find a realtor that answers your calls, that answers your texts, that answers your phone calls, because disagreements arise when we don't have the same standards, the same expectations. So manage those expectations up front so you can see how responsive they are to you. So question 2, how are you going to communicate with me? So the third question you need to ask is, can you share recent success stories in my area? So this is going to do 2 things. 1, you're going to see if they actually know your market and if they're local to that area. And then 2, how do they problem solve by showing somewhere that they succeeded? A strong realtor is going to give you examples. Like, I sold a house in your subdivision in 5 days for $15,000 over asking. Or a buyer's agent might say, I negotiated repairs that saved my buyers $10,000. But real estate is hyper local. What happens in Florida does not happen in Illinois, and vice versa. So you need to know an agent who is local to your market, and which kind of goes back to that Google search that we did in the beginning, which shows the agents local to you. You should be able to know. I feel like my clients, they'll be like, oh, we just know you sell out here. Like we see your sign everywhere. We talk to our neighbors, we get your postcards, we see a billboard. You know, we know that you know this area. I always say, like, I need to know the schools in the area that I'm selling. If I can't even name the schools, then we have bigger issues. So real estate is hyper local. So you definitely want an agent that knows your market. Ask for proof. Ask for data. What houses have you sold in this neighborhood? I should be able to tell you, a good realtor should be able to tell you like the houses and know their history. You don't have to go by the street. You could go to the subdivision or the town or the neighboring towns. But if they have all these other elements and they can't name one house they've sold or one success story in that area, then you know you're gonna have maybe to find someone else. So choosing the right realtor is about trust, communication, and results. So start with the reviews first. Ask the right questions, and then you'll set yourself up for success. If you found this helpful, hit that button, subscribe and like, and drop in your realtor interview questions in the comments. I would love to answer them and take time to give you some more ideas so you can find the right realtor near you.